at maximum power.
Hello there guys, and welcome back into yet another one of us, the Review Bros. And my name's Aaron. It's good to have you at home watching along, of course, on another pre-workout review. And is it going to be the next one you pick up? It comes in the form of OXYSTIM, brought kindly to us by the guys at KOKA Labs and sent by Cross the Limits. Now, as you guys might know, they were the famous ones for bringing us Dexter and Dexter Halloween, and we've always said Dexter Halloween at the very least was one of the most powerful pre-workouts we've ever taken on the channel. So we do have high hopes for this product as we go through the taste, the price, label, and of course the effects in the real world. We're going to be putting out 3 honest reviews a week at the very least, and all we ask in return, guys, please do subscribe to the channel, like this very video, comment below if you can. All of the goodies, it does help the algorithms, but I'm not going to keep you waiting any longer. Let's see how OXYSTIMmed this gets us. So, up first is, of course, the taste and the mixability segment. Some say it's the least important. You know what? To a degree, we do agree. So, let's see. This comes in just the one flavour that we can see on the website, and it's the flavour we've got today. It is Mean Apple, written in small print just there. How mean is this apple going to be? So it is one of those 50 serves, 25 serves, 1 scoop, 2 scoops, red pill, blue pill options. You know the drill here, guys. As with any review, we always max serve this stuff. We're not half serves on this channel. And I can tell you, 2 scoops comes in at 12.6 grams. So it's still quite light in the grand scheme. In they go. It's got an appley chemical type smell in the air. We'll see how it actually tastes. I've obviously used it, guys, but for the sake of you watching, I always give it my real first impressions. So, in it is. Oh, we got a bit of spillage. Let's do that up. Wouldn't be an honest review without some blunders, would it? So, in it is. I will say there is a couple of clumps in it. All in all, though, not too bad. There is one big one in there. You can avoid them, to be honest with you. I've had it open a few weeks, and as you can see, if I try and tilt the camera towards you guys, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, hopefully. There's a clump stuck on the side there. There's a clump there. But for the most part, actually, most of it is pretty, like, powder-like. So I wouldn't actually be concerned. Just break those clumps up before you mix them, which is the mistake I've just made. So anyway, in she is. How's it going to taste? Mean apple going down. Now, we're honest on the channel. We're very honest, and it is quite a mean apple. I'm not going to lie, it's actually a really quite weak tasting apple and pretty strong on the chemical elements. So I would honestly, on this score, give it a 3 to a 4 out of 10. It's low scoring, that's the truth, like genuine truth. I mean, you could argue there is a lot to mask, a lot of stims. So it's one of those points, guys, where you're just going to neck this pre-workout. I recommend do it with less water just to get it over and done with. You're not going to enjoy it. And you know what? We're here for the effects. And we've got to hope for good ones. Obviously, I'm not jumping forth in this review. But let's move into the price point first of this one. Okay, so price point. How much is this pre-workout setting you back at home? Well, you'll head on over to the official Cross the Limits website. They ship all over the world, guys. So we get a lot of people, European people, that come to us. Where do we get this sort of strong products? Cross the Limits is the one, guys. RB5% code works. You do have to put the percent symbol in as well to get the discount. I can tell you, you actually get it for £37.50. Now, we always do the math, of course, on the maximum serving size, which is 25 servings. And that slaps it out at exactly £1.50 per serving. We have a consistent pricing scale. If you're new to the channel, you won't know it. A 5 out of 10 is what we consider to be an absolutely bang average price point in 2022. This one slips in nicely actually at a 6 out of 10. So it's actually a little bit cheaper than your average pre-workout per serving size. So solid, respectable, good. Obviously we are now really relying on these label and obviously the effects, which we're going to move into right about now. Let's go. It is label time. What is OXYSTIM packing that could potentially make it a powerhouse pre-workout? Well, I'm going to throw it up on the screen for you to see it right now. What we've got, what have we got for that money, and hopefully what we're going to get for the effects. Well, I can tell you, we're going by the maximum serving, you know, the 2 scoop, the 25 serving size, 12.6 grams. We've got citrulline malate, 5,000 milligrams, which is an okay dose, guys. It's going to help with nitric oxide production within the body, pumps, vascularity, vasodilation, nutrient delivery. Hopefully that will come together. We've got beta alanine at 1,600, which in truth is half of what we would like to see, but it might still have some of that tingly type feel as the pre-workout kicks in. And once you've taken it for a long enough period of time, it will help with endurance. We've got agmatine sulfate, again, about half of what we would like, 500 milligrams, more nitric oxide production, working with the citrulline there to give you more pumps. We'll get alpha GPC at a good dose, 500 milligrams, choline type for focus, concentration, clarity, coordination, getting you in the zone, guys. We've got Himalayan pink sea salt, 250 for muscular contraction, more pump. We have up next Aurea durensis, 200 milligrams, a respectable dose for mood elevation, focus, and some mild stimulant property. We have up next what I'd call the standout ingredient, the 2-amino, aka DMHA, at 100 milligrams, which is a lower dose. But if it's a good source of DMHA, 100 milligrams will definitely tick the box. And that's what we've got to hope for, isn't it? Let's be realistic here. We've got caffeine anhydrous at a very low dose, 100 milligrams. Obviously, I quite like that. I'm in truth here. I'm being honest. I don't normally like the DMHA at a high caffeine dose. I mean, it can be a bit too much. I mean, I like the fact that, to a degree, and I do mean a degree, you could use this more often because of a lower caffeine dosage. 100 milligrams of caffeine, it is low. It's 1 cup of coffee. But you know what? If you're caffeine sensitive, it's not going to tip you over the edge, shall we say. I quite like the variation. There are so many out there with 400, 500 and DMHA. So you've got the option. It's actually one of the only ones from memory where you've got that low of a caffeine dose with a DMHA type product. So at least it gives you that option on the market, at the very least, I'll say. Your Himbine HCl, 50 milligrams for mood elevation, fat burning effect, bit of stimulation. The same can be said with the synephrine at 50 milligrams. We have niacin, 25 milligrams, which gives it's just a vitamin B. It gives you a niacin flush in a good dosage, so like a reddish feel. It will help amplify the beta-alanine for the tingly type feel if it's in there at that good dose. We've got bioperine, 5 milligrams for absorption and digestion. We've got your Himbine HCl, 1 milligram fat burning potent effects. We've got Rarulfia vomitoria, which is alpha Himbine at 0.5 milligram, which is low, but I quite like it because we only personally like about 1 milligram. Any more than that and it gets too negative with its cold like fever type feels. High energy, gives you a lot of energy. 0.5 milligram, I think it's a nice dose. If you like Alpha-Yo, it will still give you something. And if you don't, I don't personally think 0.5 milligram is going to affect you in a negative way. So it's definitely a unique label, 100% unique. Lower stim than what you would say Dexter is, L'Oreal, Dexter Halloween, any of the other stimulant type products from KOKA Labs. But That's surely a good thing to a degree, isn't it? So let's get into the effects of this one. How's it going to affect you? So that moves us into the effects of OXYSTIM. And I've got to say, I do like that packaging. I do. Stands out to me. But we're not here to talk about the bloody packaging. We want to know what power it can give us in the real world. And we start at the beginning, the beta alanine, and we start there because 99.99 recurring times, that'll be the first thing you feel if it's in the product. And we've got a low dose in here. We've got about half of what we would like to see. So you're expecting no tingles, aren't you? But I can actually tell you, the tingles come in nice on this, and I do think it is amplified by the niacin in there, as I pre-warned in the label section. You got a decent 25mg dosage on that 2 scoops. It amplifies things, gets an internal flushing feel, gives back tingles in some places you didn't know existed. So 8 to 9 out of 10 on the tingle scale. So actually pleasantly surprising. Really was. I wasn't expecting anything at all, but it does tick the box. So good start, sense of urgency, sense of let's get shit moving. It really gives it sets the tone for us. If you don't like beta-alanine, of course you won't. But most people, we've done a lot of polls over our time on Review Bros. Most people do like beta-alanine. I'd honestly say it's like 70% towards yes. Let us know in the comments below if you disagree. But anyway, what comes in next is a nice wave of energy. Nice. Nothing extreme, as to be expected. We've got a low caffeine dose here, but you feel it. And what I will recommend to you all out there, as with a lot of DMHA products, let it kick in for more than 30 minutes. Let it kick in for 45 to 50 minutes. And those boxes will be ticking itself because it does give a mental highness, an actual nice feeling of well-being. You actually feel good on this. Mood elevation is very apparent. I am very much psyched up now, and I took this stuff 3 hours ago and I'm still feeling good. Very, very good. You definitely notice that DMHA. I wouldn't say it was as high as some pre-workouts get you, but you definitely feel it. And actually, I'm going to be honest here, I do like it because I don't always like some of those other ones that get you over the top euphoric and stimmed and high and floating all over the town.
Pumps in the gym and the bedroom. Wolf pump.
And that is what the other ones would, relate to. Dexter, Halloween, La Royale, they're all the powerhouses. The genuine truth behind this one is this is the weakest of the KOKA Labs range. Does that mean it's the worst? Absolutely not, guys. Actually, if you ask me personally what I'd rather use out of all of them, I would say OXYSTIM, because my days of the high stim, Dexter, feeling it the next day, not sleeping all night, are behind me. I don't know if you agree, and if you're looking for the stronger ones, do check out Dexter. Halloween's the strongest, Dexter's the second strongest, La Royale's the third strongest, and this will be the fourth strongest. But this still is nice. I personally would only use this 3 times a week maximum still, so it's definitely still a stim junkie product. Do you know what I reckon some people could do? Off label, off record, of course. This bit I'll put a disclaimer up in the air, do not do this. If you were to do 3 scoops, you'd be to the moon and back again. That's well off record though, guys. But the low caffeine dosage gives you that, what's the word? Versatility? Yeah, that's the one. To be able to decide what and how much you take. It's a good pre-workout. The pumps are okay. Let's be honest, we're not here for the pumps. They're okay. They're okay. That's the truth. You'll get enough of a pump to say, I respectively got pumped. It gives you a really nice dialed in focus. You're on the ball. It's not a crazy focus, but it's a crazy focus. So it's solid in that area. The energy is actually smooth. It's not over the top. The caffeine is at that low dosage to do so. I would actually even almost argue this to be a more nootropic product rather than a pre-workout to a degree. Don't get me wrong, as a pre-workout, it is also very good. You know, it's up to you guys to argue between yourselves whether the pumps are the most important thing you look for in a pre-workout or the energy and the focus. For us, I think in this day of the game, the focus is our most important thing, and it's the strongest suit in this one. The energy is good, but it's not crazy. The focus is the crazy part. The feeling of niceness is good. There's no negatives, a bit of appetite suppression. There's actually not really a come down because it doesn't shoot you up so high that you come down. The Alpha Yo is sweet spot. You do get a bit of sweat on. I do think partially because it does force you to train hard this pre. It gets you wanting to work. It gets you really dialed in on what you're doing. I really like it. Like Stim Junkie, it still is. Obviously, I have recommended the other ones if you're looking for even stronger. This, for me, would be a beginner Stim Junkie product. But honestly, solid. Like, I really like it. It for me is a productive Stim Junkie product. Obviously, you do have the other end of Stim Junkie, which is just crazy, almost unusable energy that goes into the next day. This one will last you 5-6 hours and it comes down nice. It won't keep you up all night, so that's obviously a positive. What would I give it out of 10? I would be happy to give it... I'm between 9 and 9.5. I'm going to give it a 9.5. If it was a 10 for me, I would have had a little bit more pump. But we are really nitpicking there, guys. Some people will want more caffeine, but I like the versatility of being able to potentially do some other bits. But yeah, really good. Really worth checking out. The 6 out of 10 price point makes it very worthwhile. The taste, yeah, we've had better ones. Of course we have. And actually, this is one of the worser ones. But neck it, I do think the effects are worth that taste point. I really do. I actually really do, because it's unique. It's a unique Stim Junkie product. Appreciate KOKA Labs and Cross the Limits for sending it on down. Do check it out. Use that discount code if you do want on any of the products on the website. Appreciate you watching at home. As always, stay OXYSTIMmed. Hey.